And welcome to my Counter-Strike crashing as I close. Oh my gosh. So we're going to miss the pistol round. That's a thing that's happening right now. And all right, gotta love it. Gotta love it. But we are about to tune into Noble Esports versus Underwatch right now. We were already taking a look earlier at what maps they were playing. And that first one is going to be Cobble. And what was we had Cobble, Mirage, oh sorry, and Cash. Did I get the order correctly? We've been having some issues with, there it is. Cobble, Cash, Mirage are the maps. Bomb has been planted. You can hear it very loudly. Sounds like we are still on the pistol round. So let's just go ahead and jump back into it. Please cross your fingers that the CS doesn't explode. Woo! We are in. Flom behind the rock here. Looks like he is the only surviving member of Noble Esports. Moving forward, we'll catch off 1100 below Greasy is right there, being very greasy and finding that first kill. So Underwatch, who I would think is coming into this as the underdog, given that Noble has some pretty big names on it, such as Flom, who has played in a couple seasons of Pro League here at CEVO. This is, of course, CEVO main, and then also Roa, Emong, Rob with Shots, all somewhat known within the NA community of CSGO. As for Underwatch, I think 1100 and Warhippo are the more notable names here, just because they did ring a bell to me prior to casting Underwatch a couple days ago. And Falco with the MAC-10 is going to start it off for that $600 kill. Let's see if we can get these in-game overlays to work, because they do look pretty snazzy. I'll also be all alone today, which is a little unfortunate. I'm also filling in with the person I'm supposed to be casting with, so it caused a bit of a problem. And we've got Later doing the observing today, because he's going to be observing the Bravo stream at the LAN in just a couple days here. The Season 8 Pro League Finals in Columbus, Ohio, MLG.TV Arena. It's going to be awesome. So he's practicing up. Honestly, don't think he really needs it, but he wanted to make sure he got that experience in. So Rob Wiz, nice kill as he's rotating through up the stairs to the balcony. Warhippo holding out underneath in a pretty good position, and he will catch off Rob Wiz. It's Emong coming through the door, and it's Little Greasy again to get the final kill of a round. So 2-0 to Underwatch. The force up from Noble didn't pan out, so they will be taking a full eco going into round 3, and Underwatch just going to try to stay alive, make sure they don't die, get even more kills with these MAC-10s. It's truly going to be an economy round for Underwatch. So let's go over some positions here. Steal away that camera from Later for a second. We got Flom over at Danger, Roa in the mid room, Shots over at B, along with Emong, who seems to be closer to the B platform, and Rob Wiz playing in the site at B. So that's the Noble Esports CT defense. Might change a little bit as they get rifles in their hands, but I mean, this looks like your standard CT hold. These are probably the positions of these players, and Lil Greasy in charge of working off of the long B platform. He's taking point. Warhippo and Falco supporting right behind him. And it's actually, wow, the fire. Rob Wiz was so low, just one tick of fire, which I think is 7 damage. Takes him down. Little Greasy jumping off. Finds Emong, and we're going over to Shots, who appears to be in connector, maybe working into drop. Yeah, he's in drop room. Full smoked. Dead shot working his way in. Actually lands on a player, and it's Shots who gets the kill. So they picked up a Galil. Might even just go ahead and save that Galil along with that nade on Shots. I mean, you don't necessarily want a Galil, but if the money is still tight, someone might have had to have had a FAMAS. So the Galil will boost the economy going into round 4, and everyone's just going to hold out there in the connector, hoping for those exits. Roa and Flom setting up that crossfire. A little Greasy kind of hunting, looking around with that Neon Rider. He's got nades and a 5.7 in armor, so he doesn't really want to die, but with that MAC-10, he's somewhat expendable. Let's see, he might actually end up going down. He's pushing forward. He's going to run straight into this crossfire. He even gets the kill on the Flom, just jumping up and down. He's taken out by Roa, and Roa picks up the MAC-10, but actually doesn't. Well, it wouldn't really have mattered. They don't want to use a MAC-10 in this round. Roa with 4,600 bucks. Will go for an A1S. Left over 500, so nade flash. Actually, we'll go flash smoke, making a bit more sense since casting earlier this morning, for the European CEVO main playoffs. We did talk a lot about how important the utility grenades are on a map like Cobble. You got to put them down to stop these rushes. A flash came through, the smoke went out, so the terrorists were able to drop, working into the secondary room now in Falco with the opening frag onto shots. Rob was going to stop them there. Deadshot and is still in there, as well as War Hippo. That was jumping off the long beat plat. He finds a kill onto Rob Wiz. So man advantage, Underwatch 4 now, 4-on-1. So Roa all alone, and Deadshot's just taking him down from behind. He was completely pinched, literally between a rock and a hard place. So 4-0, Noble, who I would have thought, let me check out the CSGO lounge odds. What were they going into a match like this? I would have felt Noble, with the more notable players, would have been out ahead. They're having a tough time here. I actually think Go Lounge is down. If that's not the case and I'm spreading rumors, yeah, it doesn't seem to be functioning very well. So the pistols come back out. Emong. Did Emong have money to burn? Not really. He buys down to $1,600 to support the 5.7 Flash and Kevlar. So that'd be pretty rough. Just a flash there for Flom and 5.7s and 1 Deagle on Robwiz. We're watching Robwiz off the statue try to find these kills, looking for the 1 Deag. Back to him now as he's taking some damage. Pinned down. There is definitely enough suppression. And War Hippo, that's got to be in drop. Finds shots. Emong, just anyone hoping to get one. Maybe run out of here with the gun. It's going to be almost impossible, though. The terrorists have kept their distance, and no one alive on Noble's in a good enough position to really cause any damage at all. Not a single person going down. So that was quite a bit of money spent on that round. Even still, you're sitting at 59 and almost 7K there, I think, shots had. So this will be the first true buy. You got the rifles and the full utility as well as kits on Noble. So a lot of pressure coming into round 6. If Underwatch win this, they're going to run away pretty quickly with this first half. Just like we saw earlier in our Infused versus the Shift Play Eagles UK versus Sweden matchup in the lower bracket. So Falco again with the entry. He's worked all the way to the end of that rectangle, but by the time anyone even peeked out to try to bring him down, Robwiz with beautiful shots, though, trying to get Noble on the board with one round. He's hit 2 nice ones. Flom peeking out from the connector, brings 1100 to his knees as he was trying to climb up that CT slope. So it's up to Deadshot and Low Greasy. They're out long A right now. They're trying to flip that approach. They've been going B a lot. This time they had 2 players trying to fake B, but they got shut down. The fake was then realized. Since there wasn't any follow-up at B, that's when Flom peeks out, brings down a player on the CT ramp. Even still, though, with 4 people up for Noble, the bomb gets planted. Little Greasy takes down shots, and Flom 1-on-2 for Little Greasy. He's certainly a standout player for this team. He's got the highest efficacy throughout the regular season and going into the playoffs for Underwatch. He's a man you'd want in that position. He finds 2, 1 versus 4, maybe 1 versus 3, depending on how those trades went. So a good attempt and good money coming in. You can see War Hippo with, and they haven't even got their money yet, have they? Yeah, wow. 3 players over 11 grand, one of them near $14,000, so they can support quite a few more losses and still have rifle rounds after the fact. Not that they will want to do that, because if Underwatch win here on round 7, Noble Esports is going to be broken and will have to eco, so Underwatch probably for the next couple rounds have a chance. As long as these rounds are close, Underwatch will have a chance for a 2-for-1 round for a while, which is going to make this comeback early on here in this game somewhat difficult for Noble. 2 players looking out a little offensive off of the A site through danger into the mid room, now starting to back off. And Underwatch is taking it slow. They've got 3 over into long A. And it's Roa who's there. Down in the opposite side of the mid room on those brackets, as I like to call them. And Flom's playing on the van with that op. And ooh. Looks like they have spotted each other, so contact has been made. No shots, though, fired in the mid-room. And that smoke will go down. Rob was actually peeking up and being aggressive, hits the shot on the B platform, brings down Lil Greasy. And that's going to send his teammate, I think that was Deadshot, falling back and actually going up to drop. The bomb rotating now through Dragon and into those B halls. There's the flash there. I'm assuming a flash is about to come out. Onto shots. Oh, it's a little short. It didn't bounce all the way in, and now Deadshot is left with no choice but just to go anyway. Maybe throw a flash of his own. Has a Molotov, actually. Shot's going to move back a little bit, and oh, lands it. So Shots hits his shot onto Deadshot, who is now dead. I'm going to say that every time they kill each other. It's going to be really, really annoying. Yeah, let's look at 1100. Double kill for the entry onto this B site. Still, though, man disadvantage and running out of time. Started planting the bomb to... Yeah, he had enough time to plant the bomb. Unfortunately, Flom not going to allow that. And not bad for Noble. They lose 2, which is pretty much the maximum number of players you want to lose. And you're still able to make some money, some profits off of a round victory. You lose any more than that, you're actually losing money as a CT squad. But even with that, Underwatch with an opportunity to win, and Noble would likely go for a force buy, maybe a couple people with Eagle armor, some of the richer ones, and the rest would just have to save. So they're still in a pretty good position. They're going to go back to what was working. They're going to fly out a drop very, very quickly. Shots is there, but the trade is made. Always going to benefit those terrorists. And that nade, it seemed like it was going to be in a good position. Doesn't get anyone all that low. And even though Emong is blind, he finds 2. Robwiz hits Falco. Drop is clean now. And Robwiz continuing to hit shots off of that statue. Only shots going down. And later doing a good job here. A lot better than CEVO Kevin, who sucks. And should not have been invited to LAN. If anyone is wondering, I have both of the cameramen, Later and Kevin, talking in my ear during this. They're muted to the stream for very good reasons. Yeah. Basically, I was solo casting and just didn't want to be alone. So, keeping me company. Flom over at A right now. Misses that shot. Mainly due to the flash that came out. I mean, that was the sole purpose of the flash, right? Clear that corner, maybe catch someone even blind, get a kill, and they nearly did. Flom just escaping with 14, but still his team's got the man advantage because Flom... Actually, I didn't even realize it. He did hit that shot. Or maybe that's when Later was saying he missed, because I don't know. I feel like I don't recall seeing it. Ooh, Deadshot. Gonna think twice now before he peeks out. He knows someone's there since the flash came in. And the defenses on the A site are really beefed up right now. 3 people here. Only 2 at B. If only Little Greasy. They're a man down. Little Greasy might want to work off the platform or go through drop. He's just going to try to go and drop, get through the connector so they can split onto this A site, but they're going to run into so much traffic. It's going to be difficult. 3-on-3. War Hippo's low and now is taken down by Roa. He finishes off his own kill there. It's just Deadshot and a Little Greasy right now. Deadshot creeping through. Does actually find one. Turns. Thought he might even get that kill onto Emong. That would have been insane. Would have left it on a 1v1 versus Robwiz, but it's not the case. The double op setup, I guess they weren't the original oppers, but they survived to keep the 2 ops that Noble Esports had purchased up. So they're making that comeback. And now Underwatch finally having to take a Tech 9 round. Will they go in for the armor? I mean, they're not quite at the max bonus. And yeah, okay, most of them buying down to 2K, mid 2Ks. That's all you can really support when you get the max bonus, the $3,400 coming in. Don't want to go too much more than that. The insults are coming my way. I don't know why. These aren't warranted. Falco, looks like they are setting up. Yeah, it's just going to be... Ooh, is that a... It might be a smoke. I don't know. I think that would drop close to the rectangle. Maybe even on top of it. Yeah, it seems to be that one. But look at Robwiz. No one Molotoved KFC. No one smoked KFC. And Robwiz is what was more or less going ham. And he actually ends up getting the ace, even with peeking out, missing a few shots. He wasn't dealt with at all. It was as if Underwatch were completely blind to the chicken coop in the back of the site. They forgot about it as a position, and Robwiz just destroyed them. Also, KFC is the best name for that position, so tell your friends. So into round 11 right now. They've tied it up 5 in a row, but that includes, let's remind ourselves, the pistol in the subsequent 2 rounds, which includes 1 CT force supply and 1 full eco. So it's not the hardest thing to stop if you were the terrorists, especially on a map like Kabul, which I think is kind of T-sided in the, well, always. But even more so when it's a struggling CT economy, as it often is when they lose pistol. But when we've got it to the rifles, and there were a lot of rifles from Underwatch since their economy was so strong. You look at that, and Noble, with this momentum, seems like they can win out on this half. Maybe not win out, but win the half. Maybe 8-7, 9-6. Let's see how it goes. Will they deal with Robwiz? We're looking at, ooh, Little Greasy actually gets the entry kill. That's in drop. They smoked off the window portion, and he's going to Molotov off the back of Rectangle, try to get the player on Rock to move. Is it going to matter, though? Robwiz hitting shots. He finds 2, is brought down. Emong's there. He takes Deadshot out of the equation. It's now just Little Greasy, and Emong's going to be more than capable. He can deal with him as well. 3K, and the double ops once again will survive. Flom probably getting bored. He's like, can they come A? He keeps having to rotate, but Robwiz is killing everybody so quickly, it doesn't really matter. And he's at 17 frags right now. Little Greasy also, pretty standout performance. He's at 12 and 7. It's a 17 and 7 on Robwiz. Woo! And no one else is really even close to that. A couple 7Ks. Roa and Shots just on 4 kills right now. 1100 and Deadshot on 6 on the other side. And Little Greasy, he has been getting these entries fairly consistently, and that's why Shots doesn't have any kills. He's been losing out that battle. And Emong from the Rock doing well. He gets 1, but they are able to cross. Now the smokes are going down, but Emong with a nade from downtown. His butt sticking out. 1100. Gonna take him down. Surviving on 1 HP, actually. Little Greasy will get... Oh, that was a... I thought that was maybe going to be a smoke. Actually, a flash. Little Greasy's there for the trade. 1-on-1 right now. He's on the bomb. 2-1. Here's the footsteps, but can't hit the shot. Little Greasy, he starts off the take, hitting the entry and the drop, and closes out the round with another 2K. So 6-6. Some rounds going back and forth, and even with 6 rounds in a row, Noble Esports can barely support a bye. And let's look at why. Round 6, the first one they win. Only 2 people up. Do pretty... Oh, and then 3 in round 7. That's like the minimum. Round 8 was looking pretty good, but then round 9 was very close. 2 survive. 2 survive in round 10. 2 survive in round 11. You cannot support those losses on the CT side, and now we're seeing the effect of that. A Mag 7 and a 5-7, and even a FAMAS. So that's pretty rough, and that'll give Underwatch a good chance. They're not sitting... as good as maybe they would want either. They still have a Deagle up on the field. Somewhat limited utility. Actually a bit less than Noble has. Let's see what Roa can do. He's going to try to pop flash himself in. I like it. Bouncing it off the wall. But there's too many people in there. He is so fortunate that he gets away with the 100 HP, 100 armor. Doesn't even take damage, peeking into 3 people. Another flash coming in. Oh, and he tries to capitalize on it. But 1100, not quite blind, was closer to danger. Does bring down Roa as he peeked wide. Can't really blame him for that. Trying to capitalize with that teamwork. Find the opening frag. There was no retreating from his position, so even though he dies, I think that was still the right call. Nice job from Little Greasy. Just outplaying Emong right there on the platform. A lot hinging on shots with the Mag 7. Misses it onto Little Greasy, who finds a 2K. Could get some more. Robwiz is working his way in, but 1100 hiding out in the nook there on the right. And Flom going to go ahead and save this M4A1S. Underwatch going to be back in the lead. And a good round, only losing Deadshot. But trying to hunt him down, but I don't know if they're going to find him in time. Flom has... Let's see. So he's down in danger. Can see him on X-ray. We'll follow Little Greasy in. Oh, close. And Flom will survive. And suddenly everyone disappears. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. They've magically been teleported back to spawn. It looks a little weird when you catch that in the third person. So Falco really hanging back out here in T middle, hoping that Flom with that gun would push out, and that's pretty smart. I think that shows they got a read on the money, expecting maybe a push from long A and middle, trying to catch the 1 or 2 terrorists that are usually left out there. But they were hanging way back, and Shots has actually taken some damage in the B site already. He's down to 12. Roa at 31. Emong will get boosted up on the long B platform, and oh, so blind though as these flashes coming over. Now War Hippo's blind. That was actually a team flash, I do believe, that got War Hippo killed. But Deadshot willing to make up for it, or is he? He does find, he did find 2. And just shots in Roa. Super low, somehow with the USP is able to get a kill. So 2 on 2, no armor. Both these guys are low. 31 should, well, could be a 1 shot, depending on where you hit him. Want to aim for the belly or the head. It'll probably be the head, because that's what most people aim at anyways. Oh, look at Falco, though, fighting really hard here. Roa trying to work his way in, and, well, you can also just shoot them with the op. Little overkill on that circumstance, but probably didn't even know they were that low. Falco with the 3K on that round. He's 10-9. Little Greasy's kind of cooled off a little bit. We checked in a couple rounds ago. He was 17-7. Now he's just, what, 17-10. Sorry, 17-8. Pretty similar scoreline on the other team. Rob was at 17-10. That's Underwatch with the slight lead. This would be a solid round for Noble. Take some momentum moving into the second half and get the map to 8-7. That's about what that's how I feel it plays out. The Terrorists just leading slightly 8-7. And they can definitely go either way, even 9-6. Flom really taking his time. And I'm going to be honest, those are the op shots I miss. Anything I have time, I just always screw it up. You think way too much. He's determined that it is clear. Flom will move back into the A site. Gonna just play passive spots here. They are pretty spread out though, so all that Underwatch has to do in this situation is stick together and try to work either site. It seems like they're gonna be choosing right. It's just Flom. They're making noise. I think that's definitely too far for Flom to hear. I don't even think they can hear that shooting. Maybe the AKs. And they will of course telegraph their presence. I kind of disagree with throwing these smokes, because now you've said, hey, we're going A. There's no time to fake. You have to commit to A. You throw these flashes, you throw these smokes, and the rotations are going to come in. They probably should have just gone in sneaky beaky like, tried to have killed Flom, then they could have planted 2-on-2, then use that utility. Either way, 1100 going for the fake plant, trying to even it up. 2 a 1-on-1. Time was tight. If he had peeked out, killed Rob Wiz, maybe would have got that plant, but the other one was close. I think that was a noble round pretty much either way. So 7-8 is the half. Noble will flip onto the T side. Nice, and they were quick about it. So you can see that the 6 rounds, that was a big streak. Yeah, the 6 rounds for Noble, pretty big streak. As soon as they lose, they were on a very broken up round that they forced in. So the next 2 that they lost, well, wait, they lost that one, then had to save twice, more or less. So that's why they did drop 3 in a row after the 6, because money was still tight. All those rounds were really close. And then they do get in with the rifle round in the last round, and they win it. So let's see how the tides will turn. Two raid bosses come out. Emong and Flom go for the armor. Rabwiz and Roa buy smokes and drop Tech 9s. And they'll have Glocks and even shots. Normally you just see another armor come out. And oh my gosh, raid boss down. 1 chop. Oh! Both raid bosses down! Little Greasy. Don't go drop. Don't play drop, because if you're there, Little Greasy will find you. Doesn't matter if he's a terrorist. Doesn't matter if he's a counter-terrorist. He's been pretty unreal in that position. And how do you kill a raid boss in Counter-Strike? You just shoot them in the head with a silenced USP or a P2K. It's intense. I mean, that's the round. If Noble win this, it's got to be on some sort of a mistake from Underwatch, because they countered that strat with headshots. Welcome to Cobble. And now the bombs drop. Lil Greasy could be going for the ace. That's 4 kills right now. Robwiz is out the window, denies the ace. Lil Greasy still got to be feeling good. Starting off this second half really strong, and that's going to take him up to 21 kills now. At Noble Esports just have to be like, what? Like, what are you going to do? Lil Greasy warmed up before this. Charizard could evolve. Lil Greasy probably just got enough experience points to do it. Alright. Sorry about that. Can't remember, trying to confuse me. We got Emong and Robwiz hitting their opening shots, but who else but Lil Greasy? Gonna just get a quick triple kill. Still this round closer than it probably should have been. Flom is quite low. Does have armor. Can't really take too many shots, though, on 32 HP, but aim punch won't be a big deal if he does manage to survive. Well, actually, these are just submachine guns, so they'll have to hit him in the head. They won't do 32 anywhere on the body. So somewhat winnable for Flom. The only thing is Falco and Deadshot are fairly spread out. There's not going to be a... Actually, if Flom was able to drop and go on the right side of Rectangle, he might be able to isolate the one-on-ones. Bot gets caught. The flash goes off. That's a bit of a distraction from Falco, and Deadshot going to peek out and capitalize on it. And finds himself that M4A4 Falco sticking on the FAMAS. Still a costly round from Underwatch, but they'll be able to build up their money on this one. See what they buy. Are they going to go back for some more room brooms, or are they going to upgrade to rifles? Looks like, okay, 2 brooms, 157. That term is eventually going to take off. I'm just going to keep with it. I think it's good. It is a P250 train. P250 train over in Long A, and it is being shut down by a FAMAS. He's just the evil operator sitting there by the fork in the tracks, flipped the switch, and just threw this train off of a cliff. I missed it. I didn't see the funnies. Maybe the jumping and the panicking. But here we go, round 19. First rifle round of the second half. All AKs coming out. They've got flashes, smokes. 1 Molotov here on Flom. I kind of want to pay attention to see where that will be used. If they're heading to B, I would guess either on top of the tree or all the way in the back to KFC. Seem to be the most probable spots. Immediately they will boost up. You can see through the wall the flames and the nades going up into drop. As you probably hear the footsteps. They ran all the way to this position. The footsteps were heard, and Flom is still just shooting his gun. It's up to Robwiz, the only man out in T middle, stopping that flank. And Warhippo really just has to sit tight. It can be pretty tempting to want to spam back. But your tracers go through, you happen to get headshot. It's a little unlucky, but it definitely happens. So he's going to sit tight, didn't even flash over. And now he backs off. And a good thing, because that's that one Molotov we talked about. It goes behind that box. So Warhippo, having been there, having thrown a flash from that position, maybe shot once or twice, baits out that Molotov that can no longer be used to clear another position. That being said, they are a little constricted on the B site. They're over 2 in drop right now, only 1, and that's Warhippo jumping onto the site. Oh, Roa almost TKs. Bombs being planted, but Underwatch is holding on. Some of them pretty low. A little greasy on 19 HP, but Falco continuing to hit shots with this op. Now we'll flip over to the AK as he continues to push forward. Little greasy and drop, just trying to distract, allow his teammates to move forward a little more, but Flom and Rob was each of them getting a 2K there and holding on in the post plant. So the first rifle will go the way of the terrorists, and just like that, Underwatch, they've got to save. Little Greasy doesn't have to save, but everybody else does. And will Little Greasy even buy anything? I think 300 is spent, so it's probably a P250 in armor. Deagle in armor, all right. I swear he spent $300. Because he went from 6,300 to 6,000, but nothing that he bought cost $300. Very confused. So 1,100 just jump spotting there. Little Greasy and War Hippo going for a stack and pretty much default positions. Yeah, we got Deadshot over in middle. Spotted one, now getting shot out through the door, down to 11 HP. The doors here on Cobble are absolutely paper thin, and Falco at long A holding a very close angle. Can probably get one kill from here. Maybe two, look at that, the double dinks come out. Deadshot here behind supporting, had rotated up Danger with his 11 HP, and he's done a lot. He takes down Flom as well. Wow, 4-on-2 right now. And remember, they didn't even really go for armor. Little Greasy is the only one. So 3-on-2, and that Deagle is still up, and it's still dangerous. He's at the cross. The Molotov will go out. Can still shoot through that, of course. Can't walk through that. The smoke goes into the vent room. Little 1,100 position to be checked. Little Greasy has to try to stay alive and just be annoying, but he can't do it. The bomb being planted, and they don't check the spot. 1,100 hits the shots. And wow, Deadshot and Falco just causing so much damage. Deadshot looks like the pro because he got a 3K, but it's Falco who did the damage. He double dinked down to 2 and 4 HP respectively to some of the noble members. So Deadshot and Falco, that crossfire was, or rather Cone of Death, was hardly even a crossfire. Pretty intense. And Noble fall to it, and just like that, now they're on the pistol round. Underwatch, when you win on ecos like that, it is such a boost to your economy. So right into a full rifle round, and still some of them with $5,000, $2,000 in the bank. Little Greasy, Falco, Deadshot, somewhat poor. All right, so pretty far out, up long A. Oh, this is getting dangerous. Little Greasy's missing shots. He's doing the old crab walk, though. Pulls out the P2K, takes down Roa, who was also low. Little Greasy finishing off his kills. Won't let them escape. And it's just Flom with the Glock. Good luck, and yeah. No, that was a waste of giving luck. That was impossible. Little Greasy finds another, and that's a 3K. He's up to 29 kills in 21 rounds. This is the 22nd starting now. And Noble cannot support the best of buys. A couple people going to be on Galil flashes, Galil smoke. All right, flash to the drop, going in. It did work. No one was actually even going in with that flash. They were just throwing it to kind of distract. And almost everyone went off the B platform. So far, Flom has been the one to get the kill, but now Falco and Little Greasy fighting right on back. Flom with a 2K left on 4 HP right now. One on the bomb site. And Robwo's coming out to drop. Will, oh wow, Robwo's is the one with the HP here. Deadshot. A pretty tough position right now. Does have a few nades, but it won't matter. Robwo's will peek out and hit the shot. So just 2 rounds for Noble, both of them one-off victories. It seems like, oh, Underwatch, they were a little indecisive right there. They had the money to support it by. They must have really been talking that one out. Do we want to save here? Maybe give up one more round and get a full buy-in in the next? And it looks like they will go for what I would call a little bit of a force. Get a FAMAS and a 5-7 coming out. But still a little greasy. Over and drop. Finding that first kill. 1100 here, helping him out. See if shots will want to push through. Can see him up there. Emong and Flom still in the long B portion. And Rob was just holding. At this point, hoping one of the CTs will get aggressive out of the A-bomb site. Because shots, well, hitting those shots gets 2 and drop. And then, of course, Rob was to come back over. War Hippo now in a pretty good position. And he's got the Molotov. Times it perfectly with that smoke dissipating. So further delaying that rush as those smokes and flashes from the terrorist will just telegraph that every time. Shot still in drop. He's got 2 kills from there. He's going to need a few more. War Hippo brings down Flom. Noble now with the man advantage. And more or less control this side. Shot starting to pinch them. Still expecting some rotations, but it had already happened. It's Falco there. Gonna work his way around the tree. Doesn't. Oh, wow. Can maybe get this player. Oh, peeks off the correct side, but it doesn't matter. Even Falco kind of pre-aiming the wrong side. Emong pops out the other. He still is able to turn and hit that shot. 3K and living on 5 HP. Look at those eyes. That's dedication right there. It doesn't even blink. Dude, never engage in a staring contest with the CSGO model. You will lose. So what is this? A 5-round lead for Underwatch. That was quite a clutch. Noble Esports now lacking a bit of utility. They're on to Tech 9s just to have any utility at all. And Little Greasy starting off, bringing down shots. Deadshot and Greasy again teaming up here. And Greasy with 3. Not much to say about that. The smokes go down. It telegraphs the push, and Underwatch just standing tall and hitting their shots. Noble will fall and are left with no money as Underwatch have reached match point. And I think from what we've seen, should be good to close it out within regulation. Although last night we did see some 4v5s on Cobble, where we did reach overtime, and that was certainly something. And this was the pick of Noble, by the way. So Underwatch winning the other team's map. I think Cash, given that this is the NA scene, Cash, pretty straightforward map, really. Does come down to the aim. And a dead shot, a little Greasy. Doing a pretty good job with that. And Mirage is the decider. They're coming up now on the bottom right of the screen. So bomb to be planted. Surprisingly so. I mean, forcing up just with the Tech 9s. They do now have an A1S in their hands. Shots will get a kill onto War Hippo with that. It's going to be up to Little Greasy. Time's getting pretty low. He's got to still deal with 2 people. I think he knows more or less where they are. He's trying to work his way forward. Pulls out that sidearm, the 5.7 to just have more bullets. Gets a kill onto Roa. And does have to stick it from that point. Maybe was out of time even when he had worked his way to the bomb, but it doesn't matter. Emong will kill him, but he dies. So pretty expensive round. And yeah, some of these players poor. Can't even get full buys in. Did Flom really did he buy anything, or did he actually only have 3,300? That's, we'll see when we get back what he is working on. Yeah, Rob Wiz goes to the Tech 9. Flom actually went with an MP7. That might have been more thought out than just saying, I'm going to buy an MP7 because I don't have any money. He's expecting the pistols from Underwatch, and he wants to try to make the $600. So it's a smart play by Flom. Noble going to try for B. Just War Hippo here. We can see that Underwatch has gambled off to a long A stack. And are even really too far away to catch anyone with a flank. They will just set up 4 exits, try to get some AKs. They're going to need all the financial help they can get to survive for the next, what, I guess, 4 rounds. Trying to bait some players in for Falco. Falco holding on the corner. But Flom will check it. There's that $600 kill he won. He actually got 3 of them on this round, so $1,800 coming in for Flom. That actually pays for the gun. And an extra $100? I don't actually know how much an MP7 costs. All right, the comeback continues now into round 27. 3 players going off to B. That has been the standard for Underwatch. They're pretty confident in their holds there. They don't stack it with 4 at the start of the round, then rotate 1 back to A. For the most part, they have 1 in danger, 1 at the mid room or the CT slope. Emong's got himself to the wooden boxes. There's shots there on the trade. But there isn't one. Oh, man, Little Greasy able to get 2. Will be brought down by Robwiz, who then gets himself 2. So right back in to the 2-on-2. Pretty good position, honestly. Can they both get into the site? Does Robwiz really want to take that battle? Throw the nade instead and go back up to the platform. Probably a good call. Molotov over. Did that get extinguished? I think it did get extinguished by that smoke. That's a little unfortunate for Flom. It was a good idea. They know that he's still on the site, so they can take him down with ease, expecting this player to be on the long B platform, and they are correct. He is up there. He's going to peek out. They didn't land that frag, so now one of them's got to get on the bomb. Some body blocking of the bullets coming out from Deadshot, but it's not enough. Robwiz goes down, and running out of time. Robwiz knows he doesn't even have to peek. Will peek when he knew that if he died, it wouldn't have mattered. He gets a 4K. Robwiz coming up huge, dropping a 30 bomb, and Little Greasy's actually close to a 40. He's at 39 kills. And there's at least, this is a pretty obvious fact, there's at least 1 more round at any point until OT. So Little Greasy has a chance for the 40. Robwiz might even hit a 40 if they make it into OT. Or make it to the, make it to 30 rounds is what I'm saying, obviously, if they get an OT. Ooh, and Roa finds the opening. Noble playing quite well. Just dealing with these pistols from Underwatch, and looks like someone got a little too peak happy in middle. Deadshot was probably just looking for information, and he got it in the form of a bullet. Or a couple. So smoke going out. The one everybody throws, basically, just to get off onto that platform a little bit further. Well, I guess they're sort of walking into the stack, but doesn't really matter. The no armor pistols just getting trumped here by the AKs. 1100's on the flank, but it's already being watched by Shots, so he goes down, starts getting an aim punch, can't correct for it. 13-15 right now. And money is decent on Underwatch. The op comes out on Falco, who doesn't have a Steam icon of Falco, which kind of upsets me. Gotta be honest. So this time Underwatch, they have been having trouble at B. They weren't earlier, so you saw them keep going for the 2-3 defense, 2 at A, 3 at B. But now they stack 4 over in the B site. I guess 2 in B, 2 in drop. And they just had 1 man a day, and he's been taken out by Roa. Had a nice little... That was actually a pretty slow peak. Little Greasy just missing. And I mean, they probably put Little Greasy on A. Like, hey, this guy's got 39 kills. He's absolutely on fire. He could probably hold a site by himself. He goes down. He did have a forward position, so there was a little time for the rotations to come in, but I think Deadshot got killed on rotation, and at that point they were like, all right, money's tight. We're going into the last round, round 30. We're going to need some guns to take into it to have a chance. And what is the money like? Ooh, I think, what, a FAMAS? 3,400 coming in. So FAMAS dropped if everyone wants full nades. They can drop M4s, though, or Colts. We'll just say that. It's easier. I think everyone still knows what that means. That would have been a massive spray down through the wooden planks of KFC. That would have denied one of these weapons and kind of ripped this round apart. And yeah, 1 Colt dropped and 1 FAMAS. War Hippo taking the FAMAS, realizing he does only have 10 kills. So, sacrificing a little bit. Yeah, that smoke was not good. Spotted War Hippo going up to the platform, so they know that he's there. He's already left. Yeah, smart. Smart call. So 5-on-5, War Hippo took that initial damage, but they're going for the counter boost right now. Is anybody even watching this? If anyone, I think maybe... Oh, okay, Roa is there, but I didn't see the smoke because I was just looking at the minimap. So a little Greasy boosts up. I think they were pretty quiet about it, so they don't know. He wants to check it, and he gets on the crouch peek. Oh, looks like this might be going into OT. Roa finding the opening, and then another. He brings them both down. Just ripping open this B-bomb site. He finds 3. Falco finally takes down Roa. It's just Falco and Deadshot right now in a 2 versus 4. They might as well go for it. There's no saving into OT, so there's Deadshot starting off. Hits the shot onto shots. Flom on the rectangle, seeing what he can't do in this situation. He's in a very pivotal position. They're the one he doesn't know about. They're expecting these players on the platform. Yep, now Flom will strike. It's just Falco left to deal with them. Another man on the platform. Falco moving forward. Rob was now being patient, going to play the time. And that was the right call. He maybe could have peeked out and got the kill right after Flom went down, but he also maybe could have missed a shot, just got flicked on and lost the round and lost the map. Instead, he plays it safe, baits Flom a little bit, but pulls it into OT. This will be MR3 10K system here for overtime. So it's 1st to 19. Ow! I just hit my elbow. It's 1st to 19, then OT1. Yeah, and later pointing out 39 kills on Little Greasy in regulation. But what's even bigger about that is he had, at the end there, I think he was at 39 kills when it was like 15 to 12. So he went very quiet. Yeah, he got really quiet into the night there in those last couple of key rounds. So they finally found a way to deal with Little Greasy. They threw some soap at him. He didn't know what to do. So 15-15. And not having money is no longer an excuse. In overtime with the $10,000, everyone buys exactly what they want. No auto snipers coming out quite yet. Seems that the auto sniper in OT is the desperation play. Falco just takes the op in Noble Esports. Not worried about the op for now. They're going to go 5 rifles to start things off. See, Roa also stepped up, and that's another thing to point out. Roa did end up getting... oh, no. Wow, Roa only had 13 kills. He certainly stepped up in the last round, though, in round 30. Rob Wiz and Flom are the notable performers, the hitters, if you will, for Noble. 32 frags and 25 frags. See if they can't continue that. Who are they boosting up? War Hippo will get his boy a little greasy up on that platform. Oh, it was not spotted. Flom might have seen the shoulder. No, Flom goes back to pull out this nade. The smokes are coming over, so Lil Greasy knows they're coming. He's going to sit tight. The Molotov's there. He gets blind. He peeks out, does get the one, and the War Hippo's there for the trade. Bomb has been dropped. They may not have seen the bomb. I guess they did if they shot the player. So, yeah, they know that the bomb is down now. They know that it was B for sure, and it's just shots. And if only Underwatch. I mean, this is where the money, this is where Counter-Strike, what makes Counter-Strike Counter-Strike is that underlying economy in the game. You see Underwatch finally get a full buy, and they just hold it down. They're kind of struggling there to buy up everything they wanted in the end of regulation. So they hold this one nicely. So that's 16-15, and one in the first round is going to feel pretty good. Breaking a bit of momentum from Noble. And getting around on the CT side, which can be the harder side to get the rounds on. Op still on Falco. And Noble Esports not worried about making an adjustment. Their adjustment's going to come from strategy, not weaponry. They stick with the AKs and the nades, and they fan out a little bit more towards A and middle. With Rob Wiz and Aroa working that. And there's Emong! Over and drop. He takes down Lil Greasy, who actually was boosted and even pushed through, so feeling very, very aggressive. You can see him dead there on the steps. The curly steps. There's probably like an actual word for steps that curl, but I don't know it. So 4-on-4 right now, and the clock still reading 45 seconds. Noble's got a lot of time to work. Still have a decent amount of nades, but Flom being spotted will take down War Hippo, and this is all happening in the connector. Emong also there gets 1100, but Falco through the doors connects on Flom. Emong with the trade there, and maybe some more. Probably would have ended up getting dead shot, but Rob Wiz flies in to take that kill anyways. So 16-16, Noble strike right back. And both teams won a round, so both teams will have enough to buy going into the last round of the first half of the first OT on the first map. Pop flash shots, that'll support Flom's entrance here into drop. Gonna wait for the nades, maybe not. Flom brought down to 8. Look how damaging those nades were. Noble Esports are taking the site, and they're pretty much half dead already. Even still, it comes down to a 3-on-3. Falco at the doors. The bomb has crossed, and a man has got to KFC. More nades going in, and actually that Molotov not in a good spot. Emong burning himself alive. Forces him to peek out a little bit. 1100 moving through rectangle through that smoke. Takes out Emong. Rob Wiz, though, there for the trade. Now taken out by Falco, and it's just shots all alone. He's been spotted. They know exactly where he is. Or maybe they don't. They had just hit him dead shot. Now finds shots. He was making me pretty nervous. I thought he had known where he was, but then when he looked into long B, that was a little worrisome. So 17-16 Underwatch now to the T side. Where they were, they got the first 5 in a row. Underwatch won that T side 8-7. You can't really say much about OT. When we actually came to the rifle rounds, it was Noble who won more of them on the CT side. So it seems, I don't know if Noble can close it out with 3 in a row, but it seems like they could definitely get it to OT2. Well, wait, they only need, how many do they need? 19, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they'd have to 3-0 on the CT side. Could be tough. Underwatch will only need 2. I just getting one round takes a bit of pressure off. Although sometimes that can be a bad thing. Might relax a little too much if you know a second OT is, oh man, Flom somehow manages to thread the needle between those two players. I thought that was about to be a 2-for-1 op shot. Instead, he will go down, and that's going to open the door for Underwatch. Tons of time on the clock, and this is a fake. The smokes are coming into the A site, some more flashes, and even Falco is going to go down to the mid room. Oh, I thought he was actually going to try to sell the fake. He goes into the mid room. You got a player running around on A site right now, making a lot of noise. He will go down. So that was actually enough to keep the rotators there. So they're going into the B site. And as far as the site's concerned, it's undefended. You do have some players that drop in at the connector door. They're trying to make their way forward before the bomb goes down. Little Greasy going to stop shots from completing that task. Rob was working around with the op, hits his shot onto 1100. Another beautiful one through the nade smoke onto Falco. And wow, that would have been giving that player a haircut. He might have even tagged him through the wall. I'm not sure. Deadshot, though, on 2 HP. He's all that's left over and on Underwatch. And Emong and Rob was, what a retake. 3 kills and 2 kills apiece. So 17-17 in a round that looked like it had Underwatch written all over it. Rob was hit some insane shots and is now at the 38 frags. Little Greasy at 42. All right, so what team will hit match point first? We will find out after this one. Here's some shooting out in middle. The 2 terrorists are clearing off long A. They've got some people situated in there. Shots is going to go back for the bomb. And meanwhile, Little Greasy making noise over at the drop room. And he's got... who else is with him? Okay, Little Greasy and Deadshot over at B, but Deadshot makes his rotation back. So looking to be an A take right now for Underwatch unless a kill for Little Greasy happens and maybe changes that strategy they had going into this round. All right, I like it. He's going to smoke off the secondary room as that's where most of the people play. He's going to flash his way in, and he's going to go in for the pinch. He's dropping into drop and coming up the connector. Flom hits a shot. Row has been brought down. Flom on the other side of this armored van here. Going to fight for his life right there against Deadshot, and Deadshot will win it. Emog and Shots, though, chiming in very, very quickly. It's going to be up to War Hippo and Falco. Falco peeks off. Knows one's coming balcony. Does he want to peek into that again? I don't think he realized it was Rob Wiz who has that op. You don't want to peek that. War Hippo finds one. Falco another. One-on-one right now. Just 2 flashes for Rob Wiz, and he's got a 5-7. That's what he's actually running in with right now. Falco going to jump off the side. Now they're both low. Virtually the same HP, 39 and 32. And it's Rob Wiz that wins it with the 5-7. And it's maybe out of time. Is out of time. Rob Wiz will die, and it's Underwatch who very barely gets to, yeah, look at those cobblestones. Gets to match point first here on 18 going into the last round of OT1, or as Valve would call it, OT0. That bug really wrestles my jimmies. All right, Flom with the op. Glass cannon op, actually, from Flom. Well, could make the retake hard. Let's see. They push through that Molotov immediately. I don't think Shots expecting him that quickly. Here's Rob Wiz. Actually has a kill taken away from him. I'm not sure he cares too much. He will burn alive there in KFC. The Molotov from Low Greasy. And KFC itself is probably pretty greasy. Flom hitting that shot. I thought his rotation might be made difficult not having any armor. But his boys did good enough to hold on. So 18-18. I'll take us to OT number 2. What a night to solo cast, gotta say. Actually have Actually, yeah, I think later might come in and cast with me for game 2 because we actually have a good game for once, and it is a little bit of a shame. I feel like my solo casts are like pretty strong, but it's still not ideal. Unless you really hate later, then you're like, please, please keep solo casting. The observing's actually been pretty top notch. I'm gonna be honest. There's been times when I'm like, oh, like, let me take off camera because I want to check out this guy. And then, like, right when my finger's about to land on that person's number, like, it switches. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa. But here we are. Op is double op. Robwiz and Flom both pulling out the ops. Robwiz has been a monster with it over on the B site. Flom has not been as tested at long A, but he's hit a few, missed a few. Hasn't been as convincing as Robwiz. If I needed someone to protect me in the club and they could only use an op, I would pick Robwiz at this point if my other choice was Flom. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, 1100. Look at that. Given the visual cue. Yes, yes. Pop flash, please. Boom. Going in. Other teammate is blind, but it doesn't. Oh, and there's Flom at the end of long A. Takes down 1100. And look at Roa on the castle. Kind of like to call it Rook sometimes. Why not? Let's call it Rook. Chess pieces. Dead shot just going to walk right by and sneak into danger and then run right out. And then Roa is just so patient right now. And I like this camera. I like the camera shakes. There it is. 1 and 2. He gets them both. Patience. It pays off. Well played by Roa. And Lil Greasy coming up. Also denied. Robo with the 3K now on the round. It's just War Hippo. Whoop. Tap, tap. He does a little flick just so, you know, chat will spam back. Look at that aim lock. So a big 3K from Roa. Not much to analyze there, right? They just walk past a position that had a CT in it. Everyone thinks it's clear. And Roa hits the shots after the fact. So really well played. He gets up to 18 kills. Still living in the shadow of a giant, which is Robwiz, with 40 kills. Even Emong and Flom are 11 behind that. And really both teams with their giants, right? Robwiz and Lil Greasy. Sorry, I should have said the Shadow of the Colossus, because that is a much better reference. Although I haven't played that game, I hear it is amazing, and I've always regretted not playing it. Not having played it. English is tough. All right, here we go off the platform. Once again, Robwiz, we get to him right after he hits a shot. Emong elsewhere in the B site getting it, and Robwiz definitely the player to stay on. Does finally go down, but there is Emong, and it looks like as he was falling, so I'm going to assume he was up on that tree, and that is a pretty strong position. So last round of the first half, Noble, can they go for the clean sweep? Even with 10K in on the terrorist side, it can be a little hard to lose 2 and buy into this third round. So we will see some Deagles and Tech-9s coming out, and generally, you get 2, you get 3. The 2 1/2s are generally, you know, CTs win, terrorists win, CTs win. So all one-off victories would be the concise and precise way to say that. Or the back and forth OT halves. Flom again! Missing that shot. We've seen him play that aggressive position a couple times, at least this time. On a round of a lot of importance, going to make it very easy to close out on the T side. Will allow no mistakes from Underwatch, and even though Flom kind of makes one there, he's able to get back. Oh, Roa. Peace. Just full blind 1100 peaks, and I think he might have even seen, if not heard, the shots coming out from the player. Probably heard that weapon pickup as well. And the footsteps. He is very aware of what's going on. Another flash is going to go in. This time they turned. It wasn't poppy enough. Falco hits the Deagle headshot onto Roa. And it's Robwiz who's going to be the one that's tested. Do you want to test this man, Lil Greasy? If anyone was going to do it, you'd think it would be him, but with the op, he's just got that advantage. Peeking out right into the crosshair. 4 on 3, and time is now getting low. Underwatch, the bomb rotating back to A. It has to be A. Flom and Emong are being very passive, though. The call probably now just coming in. And now the rotation start. 2 on 2, actually. Here's the rotations. What can they do? Falco low and on 24 HP somehow is able to cross into that site. Rob was with the op, peeks out. This guy is nuts. He's nuts. 3K for Rob Wiz and the 21-18 going into half 2 of OT2. The man knows his angles. And I'm gonna give a little shout out to the players. They've been very quick readying up at halftime and the OT halftimes. Yeah, and actually showing up pretty damn close to on time. I like them. I'd hug all of them. Robwiz has surpassed the low grease ball. 45 kills to the 43. Oh, who else has jumped into 30? We got 32 on Emong and 32 on Falco. So overall, I think it's kind of evened out. The fragging, at least, is evened out on both teams. As you might expect, going so deep into OTs. But here it is, match point, right? 3 match points in a row. And a whole lot of money to work with. Double ops also coming out for an Underwatch. Maybe they're like, the double ops for Noble were kind of hard to deal with. We'll do it ourselves, so it's a little Greasy and Falco to pick up those. A little Greasy and B, and Falco at A. So basically exactly the same thing as Rob Wiz and Flom on their CT setup. The difference is actually, though, that Falco has a little bit more help from Deadshot. Flom a lot of times pushed up in long A with that up by himself. But a little more teamwork at the A site. How long will Deadshot stay there is the question. Really no information for either team right now. And here's Roa. He has been a monster on certain rounds working into the drop room. They'll let him drop in for free, but will they let him out? Is that smoke going to come down? It's not. 1100 just going to hold his ground. Does hit the shot and the second, bringing down both Roa and Robwiz. And oh, how is Noble going to respond? Shots. Takes down Low Greasy, who is back in KFC. The bomb's going to go down. Actually, no, it's not. Not planted in that smoke. Expecting it on the wall, and War Hippo hits him with the spray through. Noble somehow working them. Oh my god, Emong just the triple kill out of nowhere. At least the double out of nowhere. And the bomb will go down right before Falco peeks out. We've come to the one-on-one. Falco, I don't think he realized where that smoke came from. And Emong with the 4K, I don't even know how they won that round, bringing it back. I saw the Go TV lag, but I'm like, surely they don't win this. Thinking maybe it was just on my end, but nope. That'll be that. And, well, we'll bring up the box score, of course, brought to you by Alpha Draft. See the 22-18. Big performances by Robwiz, Emong, Lil Greasy, and even Falco. Pretty nuts that you got players getting that many kills. Map 2 will be Cash. It was actually the pick of, let's get it straight, don't want to get it twisted. So Noble picked Cobble, and they did end up winning it. So they won their own map. Underwatch, of course, looking good, and we're going to go into Cash between 2 NA teams. It should be solid. Mirage will be the decider. It was between Mirage, Inferno, and Overpass. And it was Mirage that was chosen. So I'm Helium. I'll be back. Actually, I think Later is just going to join me on the camera. And we'll probably just deal with Auto Director, I suppose. We'll see what was better. We'll have a direct comparison. Later versus Auto Director coming up in Map 2. So stay tuned.